Hi, Nathan.
Oh, is he in there?
Was he there? Oh.
He just shut the door.
Oh, he's like, "Rah." Now it means the dogs will come and scratch on it. Anyway. Hi, Hillary. Hi, Kahle.
Hey. We're here. Yay.
We're alive. We're awake.
We're awake. We're recording before Thanksgiving, so
Yeah,
day before, take that deep breath and get ready for all the food.
I'm already in my Thanksgiving coma. I mean, I've been here since last Saturday when we had ours.
Yeah.
I've been floating through these few days as if it was already done in Black Friday.
Right? Well, and Black Friday's been going on, so I know we've been doing all of our shopping. And we did Thanksgiving on Monday, so we're still eating leftovers. Yeah. We're actually doing waffle bar for Thanksgiving tomorrow.
But because tomorrow is actually Thanksgiving, I still have to make more pie. So I made 2 pumpkin pies tonight. I'm like, we don't need more pie.
That's not even a real thing, Hillary.
Well, yeah. Normally I would agree with you, but we had 9 pies, 2 cheesecakes, and 1 random dessert at Thanksgiving, and we have worked through them all in like 4 days.
You're getting closer, but...
So, Kahle, I know you said you guys do something a little different for Thanksgiving.
Yes. We've had Indian food for like the last 7 Thanksgivings, I think, and
cool.
We had my family hasn't had turkey in 11 years, so
you probably don't miss it.
I have with Sydney.
I like turkey.
I've had turkey with Sydney, but you know.
Yeah. So
I'm also
Indian
down to
food. Do you have a favorite?
Tikka masala is what we almost always make because it's everybody's favorite. So
that's awesome. I love.
It's very good. Do you make naan bread?
I think we buy it.
That's
lame,
okay.
But we buy
as
it.
long as it's there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so good.
Good. I'm glad. Well, hey, so I thought today we could talk about music and how it might inspire us when how it might inspire our writing or not. My mind just went completely blank.
Yeah. No, I think this is an extremely interesting topic. So I had an idea of an angle to take this from that I want to start with because I know it's not where we're going to go for the podcast.
Awesome.
But what role does music play in your stories was my angle that I wanted to take it. Like, what things are going on whenever music is an emphasis in my story about Beerus and all the dwarves. Music plays a role in a way that they interact with the world, and
interesting.
There are certain rhythms that if they're all played, they can like unlock the magic for people. So
I'm getting a Zelda vibe.
Definitely my favorite video game of all time.
Yes, our family loves Zelda, and music plays a huge part in that game.
Yes. So
that's cool, though.
Have you ever heard of the Nain Rouge?
It's a Nain Rouge.
Nain. It's okay. So it's French for red dwarf. And it's something in French folklore. The dwarves were this dwarf that was red was extra super bad. So I've taken that concept.
Bad, like not good, or super bad, like cool.
Like not good, like very not good.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, my mind went to Red Dwarf, the British sci-fi
dude
comedy.
Yes. Which is so funny. Oh my gosh, I haven't watched that in like I was entirely too young when I watched that.
Oh, I'm sure. Most of us were.
It was on Nick at Night at like 11:30 or something. I've got to be wrong.
I caught it on PBS, so.
Yes, it was on PBS, but it was late.
Yeah.
It was like on right after Are You Being Served?
You'll have to look it up, Hillary.
I love
This
Are You
sounds
Being
very
Served?
interesting. Just even the timing of the show makes it sound interesting. I'm like,
Oh,
something they hid away in the backgrounds of all the programming.
it's
It's
very
British comedy, which I love, but it's not for everybody.
Fun.
So.
Yeah. Well, okay. Anyway, the Nain Rouge, a red dwarf. The idea is that rhythms played, that the dwarves can tap into like chaotic earth energy, and they actually like burst into fire, and like it just makes them more terrifying. But if they keep playing it too long, they will actually burn up and die.
That's awesome.
Wow.
And that's a secret that nobody knows. So anyway,
it's interesting you brought that up, because I was just thinking, I have several times in my stories where there's music going on, but I don't talk about it. Like people are dancing, or what was the one there was something else I just did, and there was music involved, and I didn't talk about the music at all. So I missed an opportunity.
Well, it's difficult to talk about music. That's one thing that I've found. The few times that I've heard it, like in the Cassandra Clare books that I just read, one of the characters played violin, and as a musician, it was extremely cringy to listen to the way she described the violin playing. I was like,
no,
that told me nothing. That told me nothing about what it sounded really good, and you said that 17 times. But
nice.
Well, how about you, Hillary?
So it can be difficult. That's all I meant to say.
Yeah, I think I
actually
worry
thought
about
that was
copyrights.
Yeah. No, I thought that was an interesting direction that you wanted to go, because I've in my Forgetting You, she's an opera singer. So we actually do use music in that book. We, as in me and the characters. But it's interesting because there's music. They go to a dance club at one point, and the music is loud and thumping, and it kind of influences that whole interaction. But in her big grand makeup scene where she's like trying her grand gesture, she writes him a song.
Awesome.
And she performs it. It's at a funeral. It's to remember someone who's passed away, but really the lyrics are all tied to her love interest. So I've definitely used it as a tool in my stories. I love music though. I felt a little awkward doing it just because I do love music so much. And so I worried that it wouldn't come across to people who don't feel it the way I do, especially because I had to kind of write lyrics. And so, you can't tell them what it's supposed to sound like. I always find that really interesting in a book where they'll write out lyrics that of course you don't know. They're their own song, and being musical, I try to put music to it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is. I always am trying to put music to whatever lyrics I find. So I'm like, I wonder what this is going to sound like when everybody else reads it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I do like using it. I thought it was a good tie-in to her and what's important to her, and bringing that to try and connect them again at the end. So it felt right.
Yeah, because it's part of her personality.
That's awesome. So I don't know. I think it's interesting coming from different genres, seeing how we both would still use music in our stories, but it influences the story completely differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know.
And Charity, you're writing a whole series based on music and songs and stuff.
Yes. That's because I hear a song, and a really good song to me tells a story. There's a lot of music that's just the same words over and over, and that's kind of sad. But good
You're like,
story.
they missed an opportunity.
They did. They really did. Because a good song tells a story. And then a lot of times my mind, with the science fiction background, which is all about asking questions and looking for the answers, I'm always like, okay, well, what happened before this moment? What happened after this moment that makes up this song? And so I created a whole playlist, and I'm going to do an anthology using all of these. I call it my country heartbreak and romance playlist or something like that. And I'm kind of excited about it, but it's always been that way. For instance, one of the major scenes for the Magic Wakes trilogy is the song Dear Agony by Breaking Benjamin. And I will be driving down the road, it'll come on, and I'll just burst into tears because it's this moment that I don't want to write. But
that's amazing.
That's cool.
No, actually, I never used music like that. Like I love music. I love the songs. I love the stories in them, but it's more about the melodies to me. I very rarely know lyrics to music because I just don't hear it. I don't hear it. People, like, even since I was little, I don't remember them. It's hard for me to sing along. I'm always on the wrong words. I make up my own words by the end of it because I just don't know what they are. So it's all about the melody for me. But it's been really interesting since Charity was sharing some of those with me. I have been listening to my music differently as if it were stories. And it's been really fun because I have found songs that connect to stories I've already written and connect to stories that I've planned. And I've messaged Charity and Tamara several times and just been like, oh my gosh, I was listening to Taylor Swift and I just started crying. And just these dumb things. Because the story that it tells, I'm like, this so connects to what I've been writing, and now I know how they feel. Yeah. And it gives me a whole different viewpoint on the characters. It helps me dive deeper into who they are, I feel like.
I think it's easier to feel the emotion with a song.
Yeah. It is. Music is special that way.
So in that same vein, as I write for the classical music radio stuff, I got to write, I had to edit 4 or 5 episodes and write 2 new ones this last week. And what you said about the music giving you insight, I think what you were talking about is that it gives you insight into the emotion of like the characters that you're writing and the people that are singing it. Is that what you were saying? Or
I suppose it does go both ways. Yeah. I'm using it mostly for my characters, but yeah, it does. It gives you insight on both sides.
So,
or at least what they're trying to portray.
From the perspective of writing about the composers of this music, it is really cool to see their musical development throughout their career, like throughout their life. And they're the people I'm writing about are mostly passed away, so there are biographies written about them, and there's all these things that talk about what happened in their life, and you can start matching up what's going on in their life with the music that they were writing at the time, and you can hear amazing. The emotions that are coming through, or the desires for different emotions that are coming through. I might have talked about Brahms before, but I'll talk about it really, really shortly. Johannes Brahms spent 20 years writing his first symphony, and he wrote multiple nearly complete versions of the song of the symphony, and then burned them because they weren't good enough. He was a very dramatic person. But
extreme perfectionist.
He was essentially Beethoven, like to what would become Germany. He was like Beethoven's brother. He was like his son, essentially, in the line. So there was a lot of pressure. But the symphony premieres. It's a huge hit. within a year, he's already written his second symphony. And the extremely loud, huge, boisterous first symphony, then we have what's called his pastoral symphony. And it is elegant and beautiful. And then he wrote two more after that. But my favorite is his second, because it's in the wake of all of that stress. And then he's on vacation and he's like, it's time to write another one. And it was so good. So
got more music in me.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That's cool. I love that with all the research that you put into this, you're getting to tell their stories completely differently. And it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really fun. They're such interesting people, and they're so normal. They just had insane talents that they developed, and we still appreciate it nearing 200 years later for a lot of them, and 300 and 400 years later,
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's cool. Well, I guess I thought of this topic because I noticed that NaNoWriMo has added a feature where when you create your project, you can add a link to your playlist for your novel, which I did not do, but I thought that was a cool feature, and that's kind of what got me thinking about music and writing. And I know, like, I could listen to classical music softly in the background when writing, but I can't listen to things with lyrics when I'm writing. That's all beforehand to kind of get me in the mood, but generally I agree.
Quiet. That's actually very much the way I do as well. I have certain songs that kind of get me in the mode of writing romance or editing or whatever it is, kind of power songs, pump you up. But then while I'm writing, I have a classical station that I turn on and it just cycles through some nice music. And
for those of you who can't see, Kale's giving a thumbs up.
That's a big thumbs up for me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I know we wanted to kind of keep it short tonight. So I kind of put this thing together, and it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. Because sometimes when I hear songs, it relates to me. And I don't know if you guys have had that happen where you hear a song, you're like, oh my gosh, that's totally how I feel right now. And I put together several that have to do with, I think, inside my writer's mind and how I feel about it sometimes. And I'll tell you, it started out at like 6.5 minutes long, and I kept cutting it down because I was like, it's too long. And I managed to get it down to 4 minutes. So
wow.
Don't expect much as in cobbling songs together, because I'm a total noob at this. And let me see. Can you guys hear this? Could you hear that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Barely.
This take off. Okay, can you hear me talking?
Yes.
Okay, let's try it this way. Could you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, all right, here we go. So this is my inside a writer's mind montage of songs.
It's cutting out. I can't hear you at all.
That help?
So I bare my skin and I count my sins and I close my eyes and I take it in. I'm bleeding out. I'm bleeding out for you. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. Say I'm in too deep. Well, boy, I get up, I get down. In a rock, with some rock.
It keeps disappearing. I'm getting snatches of it.
It's just because the microphone.
What's it playing on?
Just from the computer speakers, I think.
I can't hear you at all anymore.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
All right. So that didn't work. Let me get this back on.
That's okay. Because what you can do is...
Wow.
Sorry.
That was a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Are you ready now?
So are you just gonna like export the compilation as an MP3 and then put it on a separate track on the podcast? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was planned on doing that. I just wanted you to be able to hear it because I wanted to see if you guys could connect to any of those.
I wanted to try and ask some questions, but I couldn't hear well enough. I have terrible hearing anyway. And so I was just like, there were only a few songs that I really could hear well enough to understand the words.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I wish I brought it. I wrote down all the parts and pieces,
nice.
but I think I threw it away weeks ago because I put this together like a month and a half ago or something. But there's a lot
I did wonder, is the part where you're bleeding and losing all your friends, is that about your characters? Like you're bleeding your heart out in the characters, or is that like they're killing you and nobody wants to be around me anymore?
When you're just so into the story that everything else, you're losing sleep because you're so into the story, you have to keep writing, or you're just worried about it all the time. Like I don't sleep a lot because my stories are cycling through my brain, and I often kind of ignore my friends because I'm talking to the people inside my head. And then the bleeding out is the times that I must sit down and write this, but I don't want to. And it feels like it's just drawing blood from me just to try to get it on the page. And I like the one where it says, does the story have an ending? That's one of my favorite parts in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll send it to you guys so you can actually hear it, and I'll put it in the podcast a little bit better, but it makes it hard for you to comment on it if you can't hear it.
Right.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's
sounds
okay.
like it's a lot of fun though. Sounds like you had some fun putting it together.
I did.
Oh yeah.
Oh goodness. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff I couldn't put in there, like there's a song about I hear voices all the time, and I'm like, yeah. But it's fun. I love music. It's good.
Oh yeah. That reminded me listening to it. So when I'll find some songs that inspire me to write a short story. Nice. And then develop something from that. And it reminded me of a challenge that I did with my brother-in-law last year where we would send each other a song and then you'd listen to it and then play it again, and you had to write a story within the playtime of the song.
Oh, wow.
And like,
that's super quick.
That's cool.
It was just a short story challenge.
Yeah.
And so we were sending back classical pieces. So some of them were like 10 minutes long, but
still,
that's really fun.
That's a good challenge to shut off the editor and just write. Because you don't have time to overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that.
So you listen to it one time through to get inspiration, and then you hit play and you write, and when the song is over, you're done. So
that's cool.
Wow.
It's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you ever heard The Sunken Cathedral?
No.
It is by Claude Debussy.
Mm.
And would you guys be down for that challenge?
Oh boy.
Maybe the first week of December? Should we try that?
Yeah.
We can try it. Yeah.
Sure, that'd be fun. And then we can all come and read them.
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah.
could be really bad, but that would be awesome.
It is 5 minutes long, so it's
yeah. So maybe you could send us a link to it. I know we have about 9 minutes left on this timer.
Okay.
So maybe we could wrap this up, and then maybe we could talk about something else when we come back. I was going to say, do you guys want to talk goals for the next week real quick?
Sure.
Survive Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, survive Black Friday morning, because I'm actually going out for the second time in my life. And
Ooh.
Maybe it won't be too bad.
Where are you going?
Cabela's for pants. Nothing fun. I just want cheap pants.
Right?
Yeah. And then Vintage Stock is having a buy two, get one free on all of their sale items. And straight up,
nice.
I like browsing there anyway. So if there's anything good,
cool.
They've like slashed everything and made it a buy two, get one free.
So are these going to be writing goals, or should we just share our Black Friday goals? Because I like this plan.
Yeah, go for it. Because the goal may be, let's wait until next time to set writing goals. So what are your goals for Black Friday, Hillary?
I don't actually have any. I have one, and it's not working. I'm trying to get a Nintendo Switch, but it's like every time you can't load the page fast enough to buy those things. It's so dumb. So whatever, not sure that's actually going to happen. But so not exactly a goal. I actually do have some writing goals. I still am trying to see. I still have a goal of being able to do my 50,000 words in November. I've added some that I haven't logged because they're on a different story, and I'm not sure how I should handle that. If I should just keep adding them and just say it's on there, or and then not actually have the story that's listed finished, even though it looks like it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just for you. I say add them in there because you wrote those words this month.
Yeah. So I may go in and update that and get the words in, but I want my goals. I have to have my cozy mystery, at least the first chapter of it, done and heavily outlined. I feel like I've written that story 3 times already, and this plot line changes every time because I'm so terrible at mysteries.
Aww. I thought your other one
Oh, don't awe me. I don't like that.
I was going to say, I thought your other one was really cute.
Thank you. That's what I need.
So that was,
that
probably didn't come out right, but that was you can do it.
In the middle of it feels like it's all mud and there's no way to even clean it up. There's nothing there. But it's going to work. So I just have to write it enough times more that eventually it's clean enough I can send them an outline. So I need to get an outline and the first chapter done on that, and then I need to finish my my other projects. I mean, I've got 2 other projects on the table that need to be done. They probably won't get done in November, but my goal is to finish the cozy and then work on at least one of those other projects.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And as long as you're moving forward, it's all good.
get the words down.
My goal is to start writing again. I did do a little bit this morning, but I took Monday and Tuesday off. Today's Wednesday when we're recording. And so my goal is to get back into the swing of it, because I'm 4 chapters away from finishing the draft of my current project. And I'm like,
That's
just
so exciting.
finish it. But I keep going back and adding words somewhere else. And I'm like, just get to the end and then go back.
It's hard.
Yeah. Because the end is so crucial. And I'm like,
I almost always will get like right up to the end and be like, okay, I actually need to go fix these things. And then I go, and it's like every time I draft, I get a little closer to the end, because it's like, I'm like, I could write an end, but it's going to be wrong. So I just need to go back and fix these couple things and feel it a little better. And then eventually I push through.
It's the tide. It's the tide.
Coming in and out, getting you closer.
My writing tide.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
Oh my goodness.
Well, my writing goal is just finishing this chapter.
Yeah, you can do it.
The goal went from like 8 stories down to like the steps to the first story, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I can do it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you can totally do it.
There's still goals. Holy cow. I didn't go away. They're still there.
Yeah, and
Just
it's just
adjusting.
Adjusting and finding where your comfort level is and what will fit with your current life. I mean,
Right.
There's
and I'm
no
looking
wrong
forward
way
to being able
this.
to read that chapter when you're done with it. It's going to be awesome. When you're ready to share it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crossing my fingers.
Right.
Awesome. Well, anybody wants to add or?
Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Happy almost the end of NaNoWriMo. Party horns.
I don't have to feel bad about myself anymore.
You don't have to right now either, but I get it.
Oh no, I know.
It's like
that's to all the other people out there feeling that same thing.
Yes.
Yep.
There is an end, everyone.
Right.
It's coming, and then we get to enjoy the holidays.
Then we can slough off the guilt.
Yeah.
All those little.
And we can spend 10 months going, I'm never doing Nano again.
But then.
Maybe.
The real Nano talk.
Yep. Yes.
Fun.
Oh, apologize to all of the dedicated people who run NaNoWriMo. We love your program. You guys do amazing work. You're inspiring millions.
Well, and the cool thing is, though, every month we do it again. Every year we do try it. We spend months going, oh my gosh, that was so hard. Or maybe, I don't know, some people do use it and win it and all that kind of stuff, and it's great.
Yeah.
But a lot of us spend a lot of time trying and going, oh my gosh, I never want to do that again. But we come back to it and go, this is happening, and we're excited and we want to do it. In fact, I was thinking it would be fun to go back and like montage our our comments about it from the beginning down through.
Yes.
Why are we not?
That would be excellent. Just a little bonus thing down the feed.
We totally should. I'll have to pull those out and find them all.
So yes, they are
that's
doing
great.
great things, and I love that it happens every year, because every year I get another chance to step up to the plate and swing.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that has encouraged everybody to get up and start writing or keep writing.
Keep writing. Was that supposed to be the other direction?
I don't know.
Keep writing or start writing? No, I think
Keep
you're right.
writing.
Keep writing or start writing. Yeah, we'll just okay. You ready? Let's do it one more time.
Right.
Keep writing
or start writing.
Okay, I can salvage that somehow.
I think it's great.
Do you guys want to
Fantastic.
come back for just 10 minutes tops, and then we'll cut this off? I want to show you the Patreon that I started and get your opinions, because I can't add content until it goes live, but I don't want to do that until we all talk. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to end this and restart the same one again.
Cool.
If that's good.
Cool.